thinking, you can change his thinking. If you yell at him and say, hey, you're wrong, find out why he did it. Maybe he's thinking right, but he's looking at the wrong key. They got to know it a lot faster than I do.
How about defending 101 plays? I mean, but that's going to be the nature of the beast, particularly with this offense, the way they score so quickly. I mean, your kids got to be conditioned to play 101 plays.
That's why we played so many kids. We're trying to create depth, and part of that is our fault for not getting off the field on third down. We played well on first and second down. We really did. But we got to win more of the money downs. There's no question.
Do you feel like facing 101 plays gives you an advantage just week one at that practice?
It does for the amount of plays you put on tape, so you can evaluate more kids and evaluate your defense. But if we had a game this week, I would say that wouldn't be an advantage because they're a little gassed.
Whenever you get into Big 12 play, is that something to be a little bit nervous about?
Well, it's just part of the Big 12. I don't anticipate playing 101 plays every week. I hope not. But if we have to, we have to. But ultimately, it's our job to get off the field and not play that many plays.
You have to complement what Dana does on offense defensively. And a lot of times, teams could be chasing West Virginia, so that changes the way you defend. And it's a little bit easier to defend when a team's chasing you, right? You know what they're going to do.
Well, you should. Our offense gives us an advantage. There's no question. And if they can keep racking up that many points every week, we're going to get better as a defense, especially defending the pass.
Going to obviously make teams more predictable, I guess.
One-dimensional, you hope.
Is it tough as a defensive line coach at all, seeing the way things have changed and not the grinded out type of games, but more of
wide things? Right. It's you got to defend the whole field now. Whereas before, when it was eye back, toss sweep, lead, ISO, it was more condensed. But now everybody's spread out. You run a lot more on defense than you ever did, and that sort of wears you down. But that's why, again, it goes back to we got to find more depth.
But as a defensive-minded coach, more of game philosophy, I guess, not the 17-14 games.
No,
but more of does it bother you that that's the way it
I'd
works?
still like them to only get 10 points, but you're talking about 18 to 22-year-old kids. If you throw 100 plays at them, someone's going to make a mistake. And it could be one guy in this play, one guy in that play. It could be, and unfortunately on defense, if a guy makes a mistake, it could be 6 points. If a guy makes a mistake on offense, it could be second down.
The metrics have changed in the way you evaluate defense because of the way they spread them out. I mean, in this day and age, you can't hide a player on defense. I mean, the way the teams are spread out, it's impossible.
Right. You measure success differently on defense now than you used to, and that ultimately you want to win the game. You'd like to hold them to a certain amount of points or less. But like I said, if they're chucking the ball deep 20 times, there are chances that they may catch one. So, and they get you out in space and they throw. I wouldn't want to defend Tavon and Stedman. They get you out in space and they throw a 5-yard hitch. He makes a guy miss. It could be touchdown.
Or in the third quarter when you get a little tired, you're not as alert. I mean, that's when
that's defense.
Yeah.
That's defense. So, but we're gonna get better, and we weren't awful. There's a lot to improve on, but more importantly, our kids saw it on Sunday when we watched the tape and realized, what? If I would have done this, they wouldn't have scored. Or if I would have done that, we would get off the field on third down.
Did you have a little bit of that in the back of your mind, knowing you were going to play a bunch of kids, you were going to play a bunch of inexperienced kids? In the back of your mind, you're thinking, some of this could happen. First game, I know you don't want it to happen,
right.
but that's...
We realized there was going to be some situations where, we were going to have to clean up some mistakes. And really in the first half, we got to halftime, and we sat there and it was like, what do we need to correct? Well, there was very minimal to correct in the first half. It was an alignment here, it was from this tackle, or there wasn't a major scheme or major total overhaul at halftime. And what was the score at halftime?
34 to 10 or something.
Yeah, 34 to 10. Then we go out and
I think it was.
Then we went out and unfortunately got a punt blocked, and they scored right after that. But that's our job on a sudden change to stop them in the red zone. So that's when it started to look, what happened, you know? Well, we got to respond to a sudden change, and that's something new kids got to understand.
Well, let's see, it's tough to play defense when you're up 34 in the second half, but it's easy to play offense when you're down 34. I mean, there's not the same kind of pressure to make the throws. You just go and play, right? So that's not really a good evaluation of, in some ways, because the score was so out of hand.
Right, I agree with you there. But we got to train our kids for their mindsets to it's 4 quarters regardless of what the score is.
You've referenced money downs. Dana called them critical downs. You know, defense is defense, first down, second down, third down, but was there any theme to what went wrong on third downs, or was it just a thing here, a thing there?
Thing here, a thing there. There wasn't anything that was, you know, we have no chance to win third down. It was just whether it was a player here or a bad call or a missed tackle or a missed sack. Guy made, you know, they made some good throws and good catches on third down. And we're like, I mean, that's just one. A lot of those third downs were 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. So we'll get better on third down. We have to.